In 1988, a passenger airplane was flying at an altitude of 25,000 feet when suddenly something unimaginable happened. The roof of the aircraft completely tore off. There was no nearby airport where the plane could safely land, and the aircraft was in no condition to stay in the air for long. Due to extreme air pressure, passengers found it difficult to breathe. Even if the plane avoided crashing, survival for the passengers sitting in the back seemed impossible. Everyone on board, including the pilots, knew that death seemed certain. But then the pilots did something extraordinary, something that allowed this severely damaged aircraft to land safely without any major loss of life. On April 28, 1988, Aloha Airlines Flight 243 took off from Hilo International Airport with 105 passengers on board. The aircraft was heading to Honolulu, and the total flight time was expected to be 1 hour and 20 minutes. At the beginning, everything was going smoothly. Passengers were enjoying their journey, and the plane had reached its cruising altitude of 25,000 feet. About 30 minutes into the flight, a strange noise started coming from the front section of the aircraft's roof. Slowly, the sound grew louder, spreading fear throughout the cabin. The pilots immediately realized that this was not a normal sound and began inspecting the aircraft to identify the problem. Suddenly, a loud explosion occurred, and the front portion of the plane's roof was ripped off completely. The incident happened so quickly that no one could understand what was going on. The aircraft lost its balance, and the cabin filled with screams and cries. Air rushed violently through the plane, making it extremely difficult to breathe, while passengers' belongings were sucked out into the sky. With great difficulty, the pilots managed to regain control of the aircraft. However, the plane was badly damaged and could not remain airborne for long. An emergency landing was necessary, but the aircraft was flying over the ocean, with no nearby airport in sight. The closest airport was Kahului Airport, nearly 20 minutes away, and reaching it was a huge risk. The pilots had only two choices: either give up and allow the plane to crash, or take the risk and try to reach Kahului Airport. Without hesitation, the pilots turned the aircraft toward Kahului Airport and sent an emergency landing signal. After flying for about 10 minutes, the plane was finally approaching the airport. Seeing this, the passengers felt a sense of relief and hope for survival. But this relief didn't last long. Suddenly, another loud explosion was heard. The left engine had failed. Despite this, the pilots refused to give up and continued flying at the same speed. Soon, the runway of Kahului Airport became clearly visible. By this time, the condition of the passengers was heartbreaking. Those 20 minutes felt like 20 years. Slowly and carefully, the pilots began reducing the aircraft's altitude. Their biggest fear was that the plane was so fragile that even a small mistake during landing could cause the front section to break apart completely. Keeping this danger in mind, the airport staff had already positioned fire trucks, ambulances, and water tankers along the runway. Everything was ready. All eyes were fixed on the aircraft. Gradually, the plane descended, and against all odds, it successfully landed on the runway. This incident remains one of the most unique aviation accidents in history. Thanks to the pilot's bravery, skill, and timely decisions, a massive disaster was avoided. Later, the pilots received multiple awards, and their story is still remembered today. This was today's story. I hope you liked it. We'll meet again in another video. Until then, take care of yourself.